this year, there are already 901 million users of Facebook. So that includes us in Malaysia. It would be rather strange nowadays for you to say, oh, I don't know the Facebook. Well, either you know or you don't know, you still say, yes, the Facebook is good. It's like the P. Ramlee movie, you know, where they have this bowl of water, and then the soothsayer tells this man, if you don't see that in the water, then he said, you are a boy burst out of wedlock. So the guy felt uneasy, so as not to be termed as someone coming out from wedlock. He says, yes, I see something there. Yes, something. But actually he didn't see anything. I'm sure you are not in that category. But again, I'm saying, this is a value system test for us all. Allow me to go on a little bit more. And the bit more is in regard to the things that are connected with each country. While putting aside the argument of the universality of the social media, whilst it is changing society on earth and creating new value systems, we have what we call the ubiquitous accessibility through the net, through the web. Anytime someone can go into it and get out information. So what kind of information you are talking about, you and I already know the extent of them. But the best utility would be to enhance knowledge. And it is good that the MCMC or the Suruhanjaya Komunikasi Multimedia Malaysia does the campaign Click with Responsibility. The teachers must be engaged in this, the parents themselves, and perhaps the NGOs. It is important that we understand the extent to which social media could reach out to persons, to institutions, schools, and the universities. And for the man on the street, in terms of the classification, the gambling part in the cyber world must be understood. The pornographic part of the cyber world must be understood. The cheating part, the fraud part must be understood. And the waylaying part must be understood. And those items which concoct acts which amount to security prejudices or public order breaches, what do you do? These are serious matters. This is no more about peeping through the glass of your computer into some child play or into some pornographic pictures. This may now go into the penal code, the illegalities that are involved in the acts under the system. I don't have all the answers, although I may be able to lead you to think about it. If an act in the net leads to murder, how are you going to prove it? If an act in the internet leads to gambling, how are you going to react? And so on and so forth, with all the 511 content of sections under the penal code, some of which could be found contrary within the web in future. Therefore, if we can categorize some of these matters, another matter may come in, and that is cyber stalking. Somebody will use the net to disturb you continuously. You open up, he will direct a message to you. He will irk you. He will anger you. He will make you desperate the moment you open your paparan or your computer. So what do? Do you make a police report? These are some of the gray areas, but some of the areas which I have touched upon is not that difficult to prove in a court of law. Whilst you are all, I think, involved in the practice side, you are practitioners, you'll have to tell your clients how to react to certain things. If you are defamed in the net, as I was at one time, what do? Some of us cannot go to court because we don't have the means, or you just don't want the rest of the world to know. But if someone defame you, you have to have your rights. And don't tell me, just because it is in the web, you say, this is the right of the web, therefore it's okay that I'm defamed. Now A gets it, tomorrow it may be you. So that is a question that we have to answer for the future. The next point is fraud. They take your bank account, somehow they get it through hacking. They take out your money. How are you going to proceed with it? Under the normal vernacular law, it's not an easy thing to answer. Then we go ahead. By slander, by libel, and by other acts that are criminal in nature. You use your credit card to order certain books, maybe from